Hello everyone, this is Steven aka Sten4SW. We've got another unboxing and review video. This is for the Xbox One controller. This is a video that I'm quite excited to make. I'm excited to have this, although for me there was no point up until yesterday. For those who don't know, the Xbox One has just become compatible with the PC. They just released drivers that you can download and install on your PC that make the Xbox One controller compatible with every game that has support for the Xbox 360 controller, which is pretty much every game, so that's pretty awesome. I am going to be putting a link in the description to the article that has links where you can download the drivers, one for 64-bit systems and one for, regular systems. I've actually never gotten around to getting the Xbox 360 controller for the PC, like a wired one or anything like that, so this will be pretty cool. So I don't have any of the next-gen consoles, but I have felt this controller before. It is really cool. Really, extremely well made. I'm already in love with it. But let me actually talk for a minute about my mentality in wanting this for PC games, because I will be the first to stand and shout that I'm sorry, I got distracted because I was looking at this picture from Watch Dogs and there's PCs there, there's one over there that looks just like the Cooler Master cases that I have. Huh, that's really cool. Watch Dogs is the coolest game ever, by the way. We've got a lot of videos of that coming out real soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But anyways, I will be the first one to argue that the mouse and keyboard is the superior controlling device for video games. I've been playing with both of these for a year now, for over a year now, since I built my computer. And this is a Logitech. This is their high-end wireless keyboard. Now what's cool about this keyboard is it lights up. And I think what's really cool is it lights up without you even touching it. And that's really useful for when I'm playing games at night and, I lose... sometimes your fingers get, offset by, one key and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, I take this, I put it on my lap somewhere, and I have a trackball mouse, one that doesn't have to be moved around, so I just put it on my lap, or, the couch or a pillow or something. It's definitely not as good as, an optical laser mouse, because it is, functioning by a ball and, 3 rolling ball sensors inside. There's a laser pointing at the ball, but you'll notice in some of the gameplay videos I've posted that the movement of the mouse can be stuttery sometimes if I haven't cleaned the sensors in a while. But anyways, this is the mouse that I do everything with. It's the mouse I do Photoshop with and video editing, and so playing a game with this is so secondhand nature. It's so natural. It's literally just point and click on a guy's head and he dies. It's really easy compared to the controls of a thumbstick. It's totally different, and I think way superior. Now, during this past year, I have noticed one thing, which is a significant drawback to the mouse and keyboard, in my opinion. And it's on the side of the keyboard, and that would be games like Grand Theft Auto 4, Far Cry 3, Watch Dogs. The type of games I'm listing here are games with vehicles to drive, but where I guess Saints Row would be included in this. This steering of the vehicle is WASD, character movement. And so what's happening is you're having a very complex like overcorrecting, undercorrecting motions, such as steering a car, being determined by a toggle switch. And what I mean by that is it's a button that is all the way on, all the way off. And so to steer, you either gotta like hold it down, and the game will have some sort of acceleration thing where like the longer you hold it down, the more sharply you're turning the wheel. Or you gotta try and do this thing, and like if you want to make just like a small turn or a quick adjustment, you gotta like do that to just like move a little bit without losing control of the car. And that's ridiculous and annoying, and I don't like it. Now, a controller with a thumbstick has variability, so of course you can move just a little bit if you want for little self-corrections, or if you're taking a sharp turn, you can actually take the sharp turn and it will react differently. So, you know, this is for games. It's not like Halo where the direction of the vehicle is determined by the direction your mouse or right thumbstick is moving. It's for left and right steering being bound to left and right character movement. Also, I would say that the accelerate key, especially in like racing games, like I got Burnout for the PC and I played it for like maybe half an hour and I haven't touched it, but I probably will go back now that I have a controller. But once again, acceleration is a toggle switch, which is really just, it doesn't work because, I mean, essentially, if it was real life, it's either pedal to the metal or nothing. And if you want to go a speed that's somewhere in between that, like when you're taking a turn, or pretty much all the time throughout any video game when you're driving, you have to sort of do this balance of having it kind of on all the way and not having any acceleration at all to slow down. Whereas on the Xbox controllers, and this is kind of unique to the Xbox. I remember the original Xbox did this back when the PS2 still had clicky buttons for the R2, but the Xbox introduced triggers that are sensitive from here to here. And so I remember playing the first Forza Motorsport, and I can actually do that and go about 80 miles an hour. And so I think that's a really important thing for these types of games. I would say the same thing for Grand Theft Auto 4. I started playing that on the PC. I want to mod it and put like the ice enhancer on it and everything, especially since Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't coming out for the PC, or maybe it is, maybe it's not. They haven't said anything, but that's not a good sign. But you know, once again, like I played for like a half an hour, and it's like this game is mostly driving, and driving's a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong, I'm still good at it. It's just not really the way I prefer to play that type of game. Now that Watch Dogs is out, of course, it's basically all but replacing that desire, and, you know, I don't really need to play Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC because I got Watch Dogs, and now I got a great controller to play it with. So, with that, let's get to the controller, open it up. It's been far too long of me talking. Elevate your game. Feel the action like never before with impulse triggers. Recharge while you play or after. So I think a new thing. Hang on, let me get a knife. Oh wait, I got my knife right here. There we go. So I think a new thing about this controller would be the impulse triggers that they're talking about a lot, which I guess that means that whenever you're pulling the trigger, it makes a small vibration, so it's just sort of like feedback whenever you're accelerating or shooting, which makes kind of, you know, that makes sense. So here we go. Oh wow. It has been a little while since I've held one, and it is quite surprising, especially having just held the Xbox 360 controller. And let me me show it off first. It's quite cool. It's almost like back to the original Xbox design. Like, it looks a lot bigger and fatter, but the smoothness of it is, I don't know, it's such an interesting design choice. It almost looks like one piece. Like, there's no clearly defined line at all. I mean, there isn't in here either. I don't really know what I'm getting at. Maybe the Steam controller looks like that. Which, by the way, I was going to get the Steam controller, but that's delayed to 2015 now. I also just want to come out and say that I'm happy that they did that, because it shows that Valve cares about their product and they want to get it right the first time, and I think the controller will be a lot better because of it. And, you know, I got this one to hold me over until then. But as you can see, it looks a little bigger, it's a little wider. I think this part being more straight across the top tends to make it look bigger, but it definitely feels more like the older Xbox than the Xbox 360, I think. However, that being said, the older Xbox controllers weren't the best. They were very big, and the buttons were like, well, like the handles were big and the buttons were like close together, so it's like you almost felt like you were reaching, sort of. You hold this and it literally just like falls in your hands. I don't even know how many hours they put into it, but the ergonomic research they must have put into this new redesign had to be insane, because you can tell it as soon as you hold one. If you've never held one of these, go to your local game store, see if, ask if you can or something, because it is quite remarkable from the very beginning, I have to say. So, we got the Xbox 360 controller here. I have these extra thumbsticks. They're called Control Freaks. Maybe I'll put a link to that website in the description as well. Looks like this is interesting. Basically how these work is they add extra height to the thumbstick so that you have more leverage, and so you're able to do smaller, basically bigger movements with your thumb reflect to smaller movements at the base of the thumbstick, so it's actually a lot easier to do really finite aiming motions. And they claim that, you know, your stats will go up in online games, and I bought these when I was playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 like a madman, and my stats actually did go up significantly, so I do swear by them. But, they're kind of beat up. This is the only controller I've ever used for, every single game. It's wicked old and beat up. Well, it's not beat up, it's well taken care of, but it's really old. I am going to leave this one as is and play with it, as designed for a while and see how I like it. I may get a new pair of these that look nicer and put them on this. But I did just notice that the thumbsticks on the new controller are significantly higher than the old one. I'd have to say a good centimeter maybe. So they obviously took that kind of methodology and research to heart. Chat headset plugs in there. They say other things will plug in there too, other accessories. So it looks like we've got some sort of button here, and a menu button here. I'm not sure exactly what job those will have on the PC. And this would be your menu button, I suppose. I hope that opens the Steam dashboard. That would be really freaking cool if it did. There's the wireless connect button. Doesn't do me any good. It should be noted, probably before I go any further, that wireless is not compatible for the PC at this time. You have to plug it in with a micro USB cable that plugs in right there. And that would be why I bought the Play and Charge kit, which is like $75. Kind of a lot for a controller, but it is really nice, and it does feel like a really premium design. And I am really excited to just chill out on the couch and hold this and just, play a video game in any position I want and not have to worry about a big keyboard laying across my lap. because it's not always the most comfortable thing for like my wrists or whatever. And like I said, the ergonomics of this, it's very comfortable. I feel like I could just, it's almost like more comfortable for my hands to be holding this controller than for them to be doing anything else, if that makes sense. Like, just leaving them here is so much more comfortable than like doing this. That's how like good of a job they did. So besides that, you got the X, Y, and B buttons here. They're significantly wider in diameter than the old ones. And you got a D-pad that is just a cross instead of a whole disc, and they said the D-pad is highly refined. You're not just like swinging it around anymore. There is a bit of feedback. It clicks, and so you really know like when you're hitting like each direction, because it makes a little clicky noise. You got your bumpers. They're a little bigger, a little easier to hit. Like, you can sort of put your finger, yeah, you can like put your finger between the bumper and the trigger and like sort of hit both of them without really having to move that much. You obviously couldn't do that before. So you can see how the bumper is shaped, that it's almost like connected directly to the trigger, and it really makes it look really, really cool. The triggers are really comfy. They bounce back really nice, and I don't know, just really, really impressive. So we got the Play and Charge kit, because I am playing this on the PC. Like I said, you need to plug it in, which is not a problem. I was going to do that anyways, but I'm running short on USB cables, so I got this because this one comes with a 9-foot one, and that's great. I don't really even need the whole 9 feet because my monitors have USB hubs in them, and so I'm just going to link this one to that one, and my desk is arranged in such a way that my couch is like right over there, so plug the USB cable into this monitor and I'll have like 5 feet of slack. So we got the rechargeable thing right here. It says Xbox on it. It's real nice and swanky. Looks like that just pops in right there. And there you go, Bob's your uncle. The other cool thing is, as you just saw, the battery totally disappears into the body of the controller and isn't like that. So instead of trying to bend your fingers down like that, you can really just grab it however you want and put your fingers however it feels natural. You see mine are sort of doing something like this that they never could do before. And we got our micro USB cable. I already got my 64-bit drivers installed, so we'll plug the controller in, see what happens. Ooh. That was cool. Little orange light came on. It's probably charging. And that'll probably turn white. I believe it does. Yeah, it'll turn white when it's done charging. I like that. The Xbox is going all white on like its power and everything. I really love the simple white LED, so I think that's quite cool. So the other thing is, I'm not sure if it's going to vibrate during gameplay. We'll find out very soon, but I really hope that it does, because that's another thing that I miss, that you lose out on with the mouse and keyboard setup, is you don't get the vibration feedback, and some people may think that's not that big of a deal, including myself, and, I didn't miss it for the longest time, but, I play entire games on the PC that I've never touched on a console, like Far Cry 3, like, that's a shooter, and, when I was younger, I always played shooters on the console. I remember playing Republic Commando, and when there were explosions, the thing would shake all the time, and now I do think that you're missing out on a type of, like, tactile feedback that provides some level of subconscious immersion, even though it's just something shaking in your hands when it is really synced to everything that's going on. I think it adds something to the game. And apparently that's what these triggers do. Every time you shoot something, it vibrates just a little bit. But we're going to get Watch Dogs opened up and see if it works. Alright, so we've got Watch Dogs open here. Let's just take a look at the controller settings. Controls, controller. You got your inverts, your look sensitivity, your vibration, just control scheme. Everything seems to be working so far. Not too good with buttons and everything yet, but X takes the cell phone out. You hold down the same button to hack it. Oh, this is way easier. See, this game is not optimized for mouse controls at all. Like, moving the camera is really slow, but this is so much better. Wow. Huh. Let's see. I'm trying to get a hang of everything here. How do I... D-pad, maybe? Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, and that's the thumbstick. Oh, probably be a lot faster to do that than with the mouse. This menu right here is really weird with the mouse. Same with the... what the heck is it? This one? Same with the smartphone. It feels kind of weird doing it with a mouse. Actually, it actually feels a little better than this. But, you know, that's just a personal preference type thing. What's down on the D-pad, I wonder? Waypoint shortcut. Oh, right. There's a map, and I'm not even sure I ever used the map before. Oh, yeah, no, of course I did. Left trigger, right trigger. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even notice that all the little prompts totally changed. Like on the key there. Left bumper, right bumper. Oh, it's like I'm totally playing an Xbox game. This is awesome. My next-gen console PC is finally complete. I don't know what the waypoint shortcut is doing exactly. But, move waypoint. What's that do? That's start. That's your map. Now... oh, I see. That's what it's for. Place waypoint. But I don't actually want that, so forget it. The Xbox button doesn't open the Steam dashboard. Which... actually, I'm not getting it to work on my keyboard either. So, I don't know. Maybe it will. So the Steam dashboard isn't working on the keyboard either. I'm not exactly sure why. But, you know, it's not really a big problem. I'm not too worried about it. So wait, I'm sorry, was it vibrating? People are gonna freak out, but... oh yeah, the controller is vibrating. Oops. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Trying to get used to the controls. Let's get in the car and see how much nicer that is. Oh my god, it's so much easier to control. I noticed that the driving in this game is very forgiving. Like, especially if you're trying to get through cars or something like that. Excuse me, cop. It totally, like, I don't really know how to put it, but it's not, like, harsh, like Grand Theft Auto, especially, like, the new one I heard, but I don't know, the driving Grand Theft Auto 4 is very technical, like, you've got to be good at it. This one is much more like cinematic and it's meant to be more fun, like what you just saw me do there. It's very like Hollywoodish. They're trying to make like really cool moments. You know, pretty much everything you can crash into. Power slide is B. Oh wow, I'm driving so much better all of a sudden. What's look behind you? Ooh. So that's focus. It's the right stick. Oh, it's A. Power slide. I wonder why it lets you pick a weapon, because you can't shoot out of the cars. But oh. Anyways, yeah. Controller's vibrating right along. Working perfectly. I would like a better car. Excuse me. No big deal. I just gotta... I just jumped out to grab one of these. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Give me that. Oh wow, it's so much nicer. Oh man, it's almost too much. I'm not used to how delicate it is. Oh wow, they're so like, they maneuver so well. This game is ridiculous. I mean, just look at how good this looks. All the reflections going off like the top of my car. Oops, excuse me. See, that's what I mean. How that car the brown car that I hit in the oncoming traffic, my car was in front of him so much that I probably should have just stopped dead, but because I was turning to the right a little, it actually made me just skim right by him. So I think in Grand Theft Auto, if I had pulled that, I would have just done one of these. But instead, it like forgave me and I just did one of those. But anyways, yeah, that's the Xbox One controller for PC unboxing and review. If you guys liked the video, please click the like button. I'm fucking everything up because I'm not exactly used to this yet. But but if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section. If they are questions, I will try to get to it as soon as possible. And I just want to say real quick, we got a lot of awesome videos coming up. We got more PAX videos. We got tons of Watch Dogs videos coming up. Oh man. Oh wow, that was bad. How do you reverse left trigger? Of course, like it is in every game ever. Of course it's left trigger. Hang on. Priority change. I haven't even seen one of these yet. Oh man. If I can fucking get to it, huh? I just, like, obliterated this entire street. Just for an ice cream truck. Turn the music on. Gotta have the music on, rolling through. They see me rolling. They hating. Trolling and trying to catch me riding frosty. Trying to catch me riding frosty. Trying to catch me riding frosty. Alright, that's enough of that. That's pretty cool. Oh shit. So anyways, videos. Lots of Watch Dogs videos. We got the new game night episode for the first one. Then after that, me and Micah are gonna be taking a look at the game together and talking about it with each other. We got more videos of us at PAX. I know PAX was a little bit whiles ago now. I apologize for that. I've been super swamped lately. But we've got us at PAX. It is good videos. I'm going to be uploading the concerts that took place at PAX, which, I mean, that's some pretty entertaining shit. You should check that out. we got a podcast coming up. I'm working on that. That should be out very soon. And you know what? I don't want to promise anything without being sure of it right now, but we may have an E3 video coming up. I unfortunately won't be there, but my best friend Michael will, and he will have backstage access to whatever he wants. I don't know if he's really going to be able to spend that much time enjoying the E3 itself because he's there to work, but he's in California for the whole duration of the show. I'm sure he's going to be there. I told him to film some stuff. He only has his phone with him, but it's a nice phone. It takes 1080p. He only has his phone with him, so we'll see what he comes back with, but we'll at least make a video of him talking about his experience, and I will have watched E3, and we'll go over that and talk about E3 together. So, yeah, there's a lot going on here on the channel. Big stuff happening in the future, so you guys are definitely going to want to subscribe, and you're going to want to stay tuned to Prime Productions. Thank you again for watching this video, and I will hopefully you guys will be watching again for more Watch Dogs coming up real soon. Have a good night.